I'm Aaron Levine, back from our annual trip to Las Vegas for the same reason everyone goes to Vegas, market research. Now, with their season opener at Safeco Field this Thursday, the Mariners are now listed as 50-1 long shots to win the World Series. 50-1. Now, we don't condone gambling here, but I would like to dissect this number further, more than just saying that there are two ways of looking at this, either that the complete optimist can get quite a deal on the M's right now in Vegas, or more realistically, the M's simply aren't expected to come anywhere close to a championship. Now, first, some perspective here. This exact time last year, the M's were 22-1 to win the World Series. That means their odds are more than 2 times worse right now than they were exactly this time last year. On the surface, that's sad. But to me, it doesn't make much sense, because if you look at their projected opening day roster, I would argue that offensively, it's comparable, if not better, than last year. More speed with D. Gordon, more potential power at first base with Ryan Healy, surrounding perennial stalwarts like Cano, Cruz, and Seager. So maybe it comes down to pitching, but should the starting rotation, which brings back Felix and James Paxton, be considered more than twice as bad as it was last year? I really don't think so. And despite some crushing bullpen injuries like the loss of David Phelps, the group of M's relievers are still arguably a comparable, if not stronger group than they were last year. In fact, take a look at this Twitter poll from earlier today. More than 750 votes with a really split vote on whether this year's projected roster is better, worse, or about the same as 1 year ago. Now, the only real reason I think the World Series odds are significantly worse this year comes down to the fact that a divisional foe, the Houston Astros, are now considered one of the favorites to win it all. The Astros were 12-1 to win it all at the start of last year, better than 6-1 right now. And if the Astros are considered a lock to win the AL West, it'd obviously be tougher for the M's to win a championship as a wild card team. Now, what I will say is this. To me, it's just not a good look that Jerry Dipoto, now in his 3rd season as general manager, has a team with a top 10 payroll in all of baseball at around $165 million. That's considered a 50-1 long shot to win a championship. That's a whole lot of money for a team with such low expectations. Now, as we say every year, hope springs eternal. And if all the hypotheticals go their way, if they can stay healthy, if the younger starting pitchers can hold their own, if they can stay competitive within their division, then of course they'll have a chance to break a 17-year playoff-less streak. And while I continue to hold out hope that that will be the case, it's frustrating that one more year into a regime change, those championship odds aren't any better. And in fact, they're significantly worse. So